Hey, it's me, Steve WB, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about K&F Concepts ND filters for the DJI Osmo Action 3. Now, what are ND filters? These are basically sunglasses for your camera, and what are they going to do is they're going to allow you to slow down your frame rate and open up that shutter nice and wide to get that nice cinematic blur and a more natural movement, taking your Action 3 footage to the next level. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do some quick comparisons with and without the ND filters, and then we're going to actually come back and take a closer look at them, and then you can decide if they are right for you. Now, K&F Concepts did send these to me to test out, but these opinions are my own, and I'm really not going to tell you whether they're good or they're bad. I'm just going to show you the footage and let you decide if they're good enough for you or not. Let's get busy. Alright, so we're going to call this first test the wave test. And I do have the ND16 on right now. We're at 4K 30 with normal color profile, no 10-bit or anything like that. And the wave test to me is when I wave my hand, you should get a natural motion blur. Whenever there is no ND and that shutter rate is super high fast, it's going to look choppy like freeze frames. So how does this motion blur look? Let's check out no ND filter. Alright, and this is going to be with no ND filter on full auto settings under the normal color profile with a jet engine flying above us. How does this look? Does that look more robotic, more choppy, less cinematic, less smooth? Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, take the time to subscribe to my channel. It helps out the channel a whole bunch, and I'll be sure to provide more content just like this. Alright, so here we are out in the front yard, ND16 on. The max ISO is set at 400 and we are at 4K 30 frames a second. So how does this look? Now, one of the concerns with ND filters is because it reduces the light coming to the camera, you're going to get micro jitters. Is that the case? Just let me know what you think. We're going to go ahead and take this ND off, put it back in full auto, and see how it looks. Okay, so now we are back in full auto, no ND filter. It's right here in my hand. By the way, it's quite a nice little ND filter. It's all aluminum with real glass lens, and it's even got the little built-in grippies on the sides to help you take it off and on. But how does this look compared to the ND filter? Does it look a little more jittery? Does the motion and the background in my hands look a little more unrealistic? Or does it look better? Let me know. Alright, so as you can tell, you do get a more natural look with ND filters. It gives you a more natural motion blur. It's not as jittery. It almost has that more real feel to it. With that being said, you must be very careful with your ISO settings when you're using ND filters and how strong. You don't want to use too strong of an ND filter because it's going to crank your ISO up, which is going to introduce noise, and it's going to reduce your stabilization. So use as light of an ND filter as you can to follow the 180-degree film rule, which is if your frame rate is 30, then your shutter should be 60. If your frame rate is 60, then your shutter should be 120. And that's going to give you the best results from your camera for filming people. Now, if you're doing action sports, neighbors, if you're doing things like action sports, then you want that really fast shutter because you want to catch every detail. You don't want that blur. So just keep that in mind. And if you want a set of ND filters like these, then check out the K&F Concepts filters. You get a full set of 4. You get the 4, the 8, the 16, and the 32. They're all metal. They're made out of hardened glass. They have multiple coatings on the glass. and they're also made scratch resistant. I'm Steve WB, and I'm out.